So this video is something that I've been wanting to make for a while, but I've hesitated for various reasons, and you'll probably work out why by the end of the video. I wanted to talk about a topic that unfortunately I have all too much knowledge and experience about. It is a topic that I'm intimately aware of. It is what it is. And what I wanted to share with you is something that unfortunately doesn't get talked about much in business circles. And unfortunately, it's got a stigma attached to it. I believe there's a stigma. And that's mental health, mental well-being, psychological health, well-being, call it whatever you want. Unfortunately, in the business world, mental health issues it's just rife. There are so many issues out there, so many problems, and it's just not being discussed enough. And unfortunately, what I've seen over the years of 11 years or so of being in the advisory space is that many business owners face problems on a regular basis. And unfortunately, those problems lead to mental illness, whether it be depression, anxiety, etc. It's all too real. I mean, I've been through it. I've been in business for 23 years, and I can tell you now, it ain't all rainbows and unicorns and all that sort of stuff. I mean, yes, there's successes and there's money and there's those amazing things that come with being in business. It's just so rewarding, and I love it, which is why I keep doing what I do. But at the same time, it is bloody difficult to be in business. Very difficult running your own company. And especially if it's one that you've started yourself. It is very, very challenging. The pressures can be extraordinary pressures. It's common for business owners to work 7 days a week, 10, 12-hour days. Absolutely common. It's common for business owners to not take annual leave, to not take holiday, to not take public holidays off. It's just how it is at times. And as a result of all the stresses and pressures and all the different things, we are challenged up here on a regular basis. And if we're not dealing with the challenges adequately enough, if we're not dealing with us up here in the right way, then what ends up happening is that you end up having problems. The stress results in depression. The stress leads to anxiety. The pressures lead to depression, to anxiety. The just your own internal desires to succeed, that drive to succeed, which we need as business owners. You need that drive if you want to be successful in business, right? We all know that. But paradoxically, that drive itself can lead to mental illness. Because I tell you what, like I said before, it ain't all rainbows and unicorns. And when that drive to succeed hits the wall time and time and time and again, it can eat away at you. It's almost like it eats away at your soul, and it can be so destroying. And next thing you know, you look in the mirror, like I have many times, look in the mirror and go, who the fuck is that loser looking back at me? Who is that person? I thought I was better than that. I thought I was going to, achieve what I wanted to achieve. And you self-reflect and you put it all back on yourself, and you look in the mirror and you just say, who the fuck are you? And it's shit when you go through that. It's shit when you punish yourself for whatever it might be, whether it's for failing at something, whether it's not meeting your own personal expectations of what success is, whether it's just feeling like you can't cope with all the stresses and pressures, and as a result you start building this opinion or view of yourself that you're incompetent because you can't handle it all. And what ends up happening is the same shit that we see everywhere on social media, sadly, is that you end up putting up this fucking facade that I'm happy and, I'm all this, that everything's perfect. Yet inside, you know that that ain't correct. You know that it might be, sunny outside, but in here, there ain't no sun. So it can be tough. It can be really, 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 really tough. Really tough. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because it's not talked about enough. It's all well and good to celebrate successes and all of that sort of stuff, which is fantastic. We need to do that. I love reading up about, entrepreneurial success, business success, great managers and leaders and all that sort of stuff. But I think we need to balance it as well, because the reality is that the light gets balanced by the dark and the dark by the light. The reality is that as long as we're human beings, we will always have challenges from a mental well-being point of view that we need to deal with. So if you're watching this video and this resonates with you, if you are going through some shit times right now, or if you've gone through them in the past, then I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that this is very, very common, the experience that you're feeling or that you've gone through. I've been through it multiple times over the past 23 years. And I can tell you, it's shit. It destroys you if you let it destroy you. So here's the thing. Stresses and pressures don't have to become so overwhelming that we fall apart. The challenges we face as business owners, they don't have to be so taxing that it just ends up just destroying us mentally. Ends up leaving us hate our businesses, and all we want to do is just get out of the fucking thing. And I've been there a few times now, where all I want to do is just stop. Enough. The best thing that you can do when you're going through this situation is to realize you're going through the situation, number one, is to accept that you're going through the situation, number two, and number three is to seek help. It's to talk. Talk. Whether you go and see a professional counselor, psychologist, whether you talk to friends, family, the point is you need to talk. You need to talk to someone about what you're going through. Because it's through verbalizing that you can let go. It's like grabbing that punching bag and just bang, 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 bang. And that can help too. But we're talking about mental strength here, mental resilience, talking and exploring the challenges and the issues with someone else. And I've personally found going through this process with a professional really, really, really powerful. Because when you talk to a professional, you don't just talk. But you're talking to someone who listens, and then that someone gives you feedback, gives you guidance, tips and advice, and has a two-sided conversation that helps you see that in fact there are more than one side to every story, and there's more than one side to everything. And it makes you realize that maybe, just maybe, your problems are problems only because of the story you tell yourself, only because you believe that to be the truth, when in fact that's not the case. You might look in the mirror and think, who the fuck is this imposter? Who is this person? I'm not worthy of whatever it might be. But in fact, you might actually miss the fact that you started the business 10 years ago and you've done some extraordinary things. You might miss the fact that you've had an amazing time, amazing journey, the successes that you've achieved. We have this tendency as human beings to often just focus on the negative, and we forget about all the positives that happened beforehand, and even the positives that are happening right now. Because when you're in that negative state of mind, it's very, very difficult to see the light. It can be very difficult to see anything beyond that darkness. And I know that because I've been there. And I know what it feels like. But as soon as I stopped, and as soon as I recognized, I accepted, and most importantly, I sought help and I spoke about this to someone, everything changed. And I don't mean it changed overnight, because it doesn't change overnight. But over a period of time, things changed. And so today, I'm in a mental state that I believe is very strong. I feel very positive, optimistic, scattered with some pessimism, and I think that's put me in a good position. I'm very comfortable with who I am today. I'm very happy with who I've become as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as a professional. And it doesn't mean that I don't have challenges. Fuck, we all do. We still have challenges. Running a business is always challenging, regardless of how successful you are. There's always challenges. But I found that my ability to handle those challenges has significantly improved. Probably the biggest impact that I've seen on myself seeking help and talking and verbalizing and just recognizing and accepting has been the fact that when I look in the mirror now, I'm not saying, "Who the fuck are you?" I'm not challenging myself with negative thoughts. It doesn't happen anymore. I'm not saying I'm looking in the mirror and saying, "Hey, you're good looking," and I'm not saying, "Hey, you're fucking amazing," I don't do that. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I need more confidence in myself. But the point is that I'm no longer there. And the reason I'm not there is because I've been willing to talk about it. So I know I'm rambling, but bear with me. If you're watching this video and you're going through that shit period right now, you've gone through that shit period, you know what I'm talking about. Do yourself a favor. Recognize, accept, and talk. And I want you to spread the word on this topic. I want you to talk to other business owners about this. I want you to go and spread the word and let people know that it's okay to feel like that. It is okay to voice what's up here. It is okay to start a conversation, and it is normal to go through what you're going through right now. You're not alone. Please feel free to leave a comment, start a conversation, share your story, and hopefully the message in this video will help you and others become stronger, more successful business owners, entrepreneurs, and happier members of our society and community as a result. Thank you for watching.